Chapter 5, Lesson 3, Ordering Integers. Our content target students will understand how to order integers. Our language target students will show their understanding by comparing and ordering integers on a number line. So when we talk about comparing integers, you can compare the signs as well as the magnitude or size of the number. Greater numbers are graphed further to the right. So as you can see, 2 is graphed over here, negative 3 is here. So 2 is greater than negative 3. Large numbers are on this side of 0. Smaller numbers are on this side of 0. Okay, so you can compare the positions on the number line. Negative 2, which one's, ask yourself the question, which is farthest to the right? The number that's the furthest to the right is going to be your larger number. So when you look at negative 3 and negative 2 is further to the right, so negative 2 is greater than negative 3. So when we look at number 1, it says fill in a circle with less than, greater than, or equal to make this a true statement. So 12 is blank negative 4. So for this, we're going to graph. So here's 12. Here's negative 4. So again, my question is, which number is farthest to the right? So we're looking at to the right this way, which is the furthest number over. That means 12. So 12 is going to be greater than negative 4. So a greater than sign will be put in to make that a true statement. So we look at numbers A, B, and C, letters A, B, and C. Look at letter A. So again, here's my number line. Here's 0, here's negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. So here's negative 3, here's negative 5. Which one is furthest to the right? Well, that's going to be negative 3. When comparing two negatives, whichever one is closest to 0 is larger. So in this case, negative 3 is greater than negative 5. When I look here, negative 5 and 0, whichever one's furthest to the right. So here's my 0, here's my negative 5. Which one's furthest to the right? That's going to be 0. So negative 5 is less than 0 because 0 is greater than. Remember, Allie the alligator always eats the bigger number. And when we look at letter C, again, here's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, negative 1. So if I look, which one's furthest to the right? That's going to be 6. So 6 is greater than negative 1. Here it says Justin has a score of -4 on the Trouville trivia game. Desiree scores -5. Write an inequality to compare the scores. So we have -4. I have -5. What am I going to put? What symbol am I going to put into that box? Is it going to be greater than, less than, or equal to? So if I know my numbers, here's 0, -1, -2, -3, -4, and -5. Here's -4, here's -5. Which one's furthest to the right or closest to 0, that's -4. So -4 is greater than -5. The temperature on Tuesday was 2 degrees Fahrenheit. The temperature on Wednesday was -2 degrees Fahrenheit. Write an inequality to compare the temperatures. So again, same thing. 2, -2. So here's my number line. 2, 1, 0, -1, -2. Which one's furthest to the right? That's going to be 2. So 2 is greater than -2. So we're going to order each set from least to greatest. Okay, so number 1, method 1, you can use the number line. Graph the numbers on the number line. So we have -9, 6, -3, and 0. So here we're going from least to greatest. So all we have to do is write our numbers going from left to right. So that's going to be -9, -3, 0, and 6. You can also compare the negative numbers and the positive numbers. So if I look at -9 and -3, well, -3 is closer to 0, so that means that -9 is smaller. Then I have 0 and 6. Well, I know 0 is smaller than 6, so it goes 0 and 6. So either one, use a number line or simply compare your negative numbers and then compare your positive. So if we look at this, we have a set of -4, 3, 11, and -25. So we want to order this from greatest to least. So from our greatest to our least. So we're going to go backwards. So let's put our numbers in order from smallest to largest. So let's go -4. There's about -4. I'm going to compare the negatives. -25. Well, I know that -25 is furthest away, so that must mean it's the smallest number. And then it's -4. So then I have 3 and 11. So here's 3, here's 11. Which one's furthest to the right? That's 11, so that's my largest number, so that it has to go 3 and 11. And the last one is order the set of numbers -18, 30, 12, -6, and 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to use the number line. I'm going to compare the negatives together first. So we want to go from least to greatest, smallest to largest. So I have -18 and -6. Which one of those is closer to 0? Right, -6. So it is larger than -18. So -18 is the smallest, then -6. So then we're going to look at 30, 12, and 3. So from our numbers, when we count, what's the smallest number that we have? That's going to be 3. Between 12 and 30, what's the next smallest number? That's going to be 12. And last is going to be 30. So there's your numbers in order from least to greatest.